Hi, Maxine here. Hi everyone. Welcome back to my studio. So today we are continuing with our folio project, and I have all the pieces cut out. I spared you having to watch paint dry by watching me, cut out all these pieces. So all the pieces are cut out, and this is the front and back cover, and I have chosen this piece for the cover. Just trying to figure out which way is up. I think this way is up. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to put it down like this, and we are going to get some glue on this paper. Where is my glue? I have pieces everywhere. So I'm going to glue this side so we can still see these marks. Okay, so this is a big piece to be putting glue stick on. So I'm just trying to get it everywhere. Thank goodness my glue stick has a purple tint to it when it's wet, so I can see where I have put it down. I don't know, some people use clear glue stick, and that would make me crazy because can't see where it is. Okay, now I have to be mindful that I have borders, so I want to get this on here. Hopefully, dude, this is I hope that's right. I hate that I can't seem to print borderless. I don't know why it is. Some things I can, and other ones the setting for borderless just doesn't even come up. So yeah, I don't know. Now at this point, this is where we would decide, do we want to sew or not? Yeah, that would be now I got all these pieces between me and the sewing machine, and I'd have to move everything, so maybe not. So I'm going to cut off the corners. I try to stay about 1/8 of an inch from the point here. Of course, I have never been real good at that, so let's get these. Oops, I know I was out of frame right then. So I am just folding these up dry first. So looks like I lucked out. Man, I tell you, that was within 1/8 of an inch, wasn't it? On those sides. Okay, so yeah. I always do the long sides first. I don't know why. When I'm doing this type of thing, covering a journal or anything, yeah, using this method, I always do the long sides first. I don't know. I have no no reason for that other than, I suppose, maybe it's habit. Okay, I'm going to get out my double-sided tape. This is 1/4 of an inch. You don't need double-sided tape. If you have it, you know, then I would say use it. If you don't have it, I wouldn't worry about it. So I'm going to run that right along there. I'm going to use a combination of double-sided tape and some glue. I hope I'm staying in frame. If I get out of frame, holler, okay? I tend to want to bring things close to me, you know, I think we all do that, right? Unfortunately, if I do that, I go out of frame. Ooh, I'm already close to frame. Let's move this a little bit, do a little bit of adjusting, because that's just putting me too far out. Okay, yeah, that's a little better. All right, so get there. We'll bring out our glitter glue. Unless I have Reptile. I have Reptile. Let's use that. I haven't been able to get Reptile. I don't know. The only place I know to get it is Amazon, and the last time I checked, there was a notification that they didn't have it. And it's like, what? So I haven't looked again to see if it's maybe back in stock or something. I don't know. So I am going to, one of the things I do when I'm using double-sided tape, and this is a hint, a little tip, it is to actually put down some liquid glue on top of the tape. That way you have a little bit of wiggle room. Otherwise, you know, double-sided tape, I mean, it's instantaneous, right? It touches paper, you're done. But if you have some liquid glue on top of it, that gives you a little bit of wiggle room to reposition or whatever, you know, you have to do. Of course, you can't mess with it forever, but if you have a little adjustment to make, you have time to do that. Although in a case like this, there is no adjustments to make. I'm just folding it over and sticking it down. But yeah, you want to keep that in mind if you're working with double-sided tape, because, you know, unless you're perfect, so now for this side, I have the double-sided tape along the edge there, so I'm gonna just come up around here with the glue and put a little bit in the middle there and fold over. Okay. And for this side. I don't want a lot of glue. I mean, not to where it's spilling out everywhere. I don't like that. You know, I mean, first of all, it's wasteful, right? I mean, you use so much extra glue that you have just gobs and gobs. you know, when you run something like this over it and you've got gobs and gobs coming out, it's like, wow. I mean, you know, stuff is not cheap, right? Okay, so we're going to let that dry. And we're going to take this piece, which is the flap that attaches to the right side. Or it would be, you know, as you're looking at it like this would be the front, you know, you over like that. This would be the back, and then this attaches right like here. So I picked this paper to use. And this is another one of those where it's going to be close. So I'm actually going to go this way with it. I don't think it matters. And that way, well, it just gives me a little bit more wiggle room. You know, to not get, to be, you know, to avoid the borders that's unfortunately on there. Hopefully your printer is more cooperative and doesn't print these nasty borders, and you're not going to have to worry about that. So I'm just getting glue on the back. Okay. And we're going to, I have no idea. I don't know that it has a right way or a wrong way. So I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to come up just a little bit to where I'm pretty sure I'm avoiding the border, because I might want this tape. Not that I can't print another one, because, you know, you can. But there. So that's like that. And so I am going to cut and then come along here like this. And I'm going to cut this one, miter that edge. Oh, well, we might want that. Okay, and let's see what's going to show here. If we put that on, well, I'm not really sure how to fold this over those areas. So maybe we'll just trim this up a mite. And let's see how this is going to work out. So we just fold everything up dry. My fingers are covered in glue already. How did that happen? I hope everyone's doing well, having a good week. Okay, now let's see. I want to I'm not sure. I've never quite covered a piece like this before, so yeah, I'm not totally sure. And it's hard to know exactly, you know, what might show and what doesn't, you know. So I don't want to do all this and put it together and find that, oh, we've got some glaring piece, you know, that is not covered. Let's see, that is going to glue down, and that's the gusset. I want to make that just a little smaller. So when we fold this down, it's not going into this area here. And I'm going to fold this. So it's like wrapping a little present. Okay. That. There we go. Okay, bring that over like that. There we go. Okay. Yeah. All right. So this, a little bit of this along here, and oh, got one more. One more. Oh geez, I hope I'm in frame. Sorry. All right. Another little trip when using double-sided tape, if you varnish it down really well, like this, it's easier to pull up the covering on it, if that makes sense. So, okay, now I need to get some glue in these corners. Come on. Oh geez. Oh, that was a bit coming out of there. Shoot. I can use this and kind of put some glue down. Yeah, it makes it easier to pull up the tape if you varnish it down really well first. Jeez. Okay. Oh boy. See, and if I didn't put down some wet glue, I wouldn't have been able to fix that little issue right there. So this side. All right, so I'm gonna put glue along the side here. Just when you fold, you know, if you're using double-sided tape, when you fold over your paper, you want to make sure that it's good and you know, coming over. If you come over short and it hits that tape, especially if you don't have any wet glue on top of that, it's going to stick right away and then you're going to have a problem. So yeah, just make sure that you're lifting it from below here and really, you know, pulling it over. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah, from my first video on, you know, starting this project, if you print your whatever digital kit you're using, if you print that on the back side of these pieces, it eliminates having to do this, you know. Or if you cut out your pieces, you use these pieces as a template and you cut everything out from, you know, like double-sided scrapbook paper, then you don't have to do any of this. So that's a thought. That's a thought. Okay, so there's that. Get that in and get that in. Okay, so there's those 2 pages, or pieces, I should say. So this is going to attach like here, okay? And we still have to cover the back side of these. So, I want to let those dry a little bit more though. So let's see what we might use for the inside. So I was thinking for the inside here, something more neutral. Leave all the flowery pages. So we have this, and oh, we got water on there. Huh, geez. And this and this. I am going to have to trim this though. That'll be okay. That would work. So that one would work out okay. Let's see. Okay, now for those of you that might not be using this template, maybe you're just winging it on your own. If you care to know any sizes, this piece is 9 1/4 inches long, and it is 8 inches tall. So 9 1/4 by 8. Okay, and then this piece, and that includes this gusset area and the flap that glues down. This is 5 1/4 inches wide and 8 inches tall. So it's 5 1/4 and 8. So those are your measurements for those. And so let's see. All right, so we want to cover this. Oh my heavens, everything's falling down. So again, this is 9 1/4 long. Oops. So first of all, we need to cut off this border. Okay, so it's 9 1/4, and I want, so it would be 9 1/4, and I want a little bit of a, no, I don't want a border. So we're gonna go 9 1/4. And then it was, what did we say, 8 inches tall. So I think I want to keep that part. So 8 inches tall. Oh. Ooh. That's real close. That's real close. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here. Okay, so gonna get that on like that. I like to dry fit things first, just to see how things are going to fit, where I need to place things. And that's just a tad. How is that possible? Oh my heavens. That is just crazy, isn't it? Just ever so slight. Well, this may not end well. So let's get that up at the top. And see what we can do here. Nope. It's just ever so slight. I hope that worked. Okay. So, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? It's one of those days, is it not? Wait a minute, maybe it is, maybe it's fine. I don't know. So, all right, so we have this piece, but we have these folds that we haven't put in yet. So we need to do that before we cover them up, and we don't know where they are. Wouldn't that just be silly? So I'm going to put this ruler right on where that fold should be, and just kind of work it back and forth. And just tell the paper, yep, this is where I want you to fold. Okay. And see if we can't get a straight fold. Yeah, that's always the tricky bit, isn't it? Huh? I think it is. At least for me, that's always the tricky bit. Okay, and let's get this one. So, you know, like I said, of the different ways that you can use paper with these templates, this method is going to be the most time consuming. You know, having to cover both sides, having to get everything exactly right. So this is going to be the most time consuming method. And the method of using these pieces as a template and cutting it out of, you know, double-sided scrapbook paper is looking better and better to me, I must say. Okay, so now we have our folds in place. We know where those folds are supposed to be. Now we can stick down this paper. And I'm going to use double-sided tape around the edges. I'm just going to come in from the edge ever so slightly. This will just help in the long run. Another thing you could do at this point is put a little glue down to keep it in place and then sew around the side. And that would work wonderfully too. But yeah, I'm just doing this just to give a little bit more to making sure everything stays stuck down, especially along the edges where you have pressure points. Okay. All right. I'm going to take some Reptile and put a little bit here in the middle. Don't get too crazy. Uh-oh, and I need to put some on where this tape is. Just because I don't want it to grab wrongly. Okay, this is the tricky bit. So it's also tricky because we have those folds in there, and so now the paper, you know, it's not laying flat. Okay, so all right, that there. All right, so that is good. Now we can take off these other ones, and it all should be fine. So let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so we just want to kind of work this back and forth. Just kind of lay it down, kind of like if you've ever done wallpaper, kind of like that. I apologize. I know that me doing this with this card sometimes makes a noise coming over the video, and I apologize for that. There we go. Now I'm going to let that dry. I can feel the glue in there, so I'm just hoping I can smooth that out while it's still wet. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling glue. Okay, so get that, clean that off. Oh, got glue, getting glue everywhere here. Okay, so all right, now we got that, and we want a back on this one. So well, let's put that out here because this is going to be attached like that. And so what piece would we want? Do we like that? This? I don't really have anything. This is the only thing in this kit that's green like that, except for flower ones. Nothing else is really green like that. Do we like this one? Maybe we like this one better, huh? Okay. So let's let that dry, and now we need to get our fold lines in on this one. Now, if you want, you can score these lines. If that is, you know, if that works out better for you, you can score. Okay, you know, this is a shocker. All right, this is a shocker. But I am scoring challenged. I don't know why. I hold the paper tight, you know, up against the side type of thing when I'm scoring, but somehow my score marks a lot of the time go off and they're not straight. Isn't that silly? I don't understand it, but yeah. For me to get a straight score line is something to celebrate. All right. So, putting these little gussets in is you know, something you just got to fiddle with, you know. It's very fiddly type of thing. Get those in there good. Get those two bins so you have this, I call it a gusset. I don't know if that's the right word for it or not. Hey baby. Yeah, there you are. You come to say hi? Huh? Have you come to say hi? Okay, so I think we got that good. Now, let's see what's going to show here. This, okay, so this is the gusset, which is going to go out like that. And this is going to glue down like that. And oh my goodness, we should have done this first before we put this backing on. Stop. If you haven't done it yet, stop. This needs to go on before you put on that backing, because now when we glue that down, this is going to show. Oh, doggone it. Well, that is a bummer. Oh well, what can you do? So, alright, so this is the piece that we were going to put on there. There's another piece that has to go on too, on the front there is this little thing. This should actually be put on before you line it as well, coming off of here. So, oh, and the top. Oh, geez, I've really messed this up. Okay, so you have this top flippy flap. That should also be attached. And this. Both of these should also be attached before you line the back of it. Oh. So, you know, a lot of good it was for me to do it early, to do a trial run of, I thought, well, I'll just make one, do a trial run, and then I'm better at explaining to you guys how to do it. Oh, look at that. I really messed that up. So yeah, there's a lot of things that should probably be attached before you line the back of it. Okay, so this is that going to fit? Just a little bit. It's just a tad bit. That's perfect. Okay, and then this measurement is a little bit less than 4.5. Oh, that's odd. All right, a little bit, okay, 4.5, a little bit less than 4.5. So I'm gonna come in 1/8 of an inch and see if that's going to do it. I'm gonna go around this way with it. Alright, so oh my goodness, I don't even know if I can cut anything that small. I should probably use my scissors, but oh, I would really mess it up then. Oh, that's going to be too much. It is just ever so. There we go. That's good. So, yeah, I can't believe I messed that up. You know, I did the first one and I thought, okay, remember to do this, remember to do that. And I didn't remember. So, let's just get this down. Oh my goodness, this is coming apart. That shouldn't be happening. Huh. This was a good quality one too. It wasn't something cheap I got from, you know, Temu or something. This was a good quality one, so I'm surprised. Okay, so let's varnish this down. Yeah, this is a very time-consuming way to do this. So Is it going to turn out better than, you know, doing it a different way? Yeah, I don't think so. You know, I don't think one method is going to be any better or worse than another. You know, this method, you're having to put paper down on both sides, cover both sides. The way I did the first one, I printed on one side, so then I only had to cover the other side. And, you know, the other way that I mentioned, using them as a template and cutting pieces out of double-sided scrapbook paper, you know, you have more cutting to do. You know, you have to cut out the pieces twice, really, doing it that way. But in the end, you don't have a lot of glue and all that stuff. So, you know, I'm gonna kind of spread out this glue, maybe. I don't know why it's, I never noticed it doing that before, drawing with these ridges. Okay, oh, cross fingers, guys. There we go. Yay. Yay. Oh my. See? Yeah, doing this method, doing it this way is a little bit more trouble, more time consuming, and, you know, there's a good chance you could mess it up. And like I said, at the end of the day, I don't know that one way is going to be any better, you know, as far as an end product goes, than another way, you know. I really don't think there's going to be any advantage to doing it this way over... Yeah, that helped a lot. I don't have those ridges in there like I did on this piece. Feels like I got glue on the outside here. So, okay. Now we're going to rebend. Now that this is dry, we're going to rebend this spine. Get that in there. Tell the paper, remind the paper what you want it to do. Okay, so it goes this way, so this is going to have to be the front. Yeah, remind the paper what you want it to do. Okay, and now we're gonna take and we're gonna glue this down to the edge of here, like so. So I am going to use some double stick tape again. Just gonna put it like in the middle of that flap. Varnish it down really well. Okay. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I used to do a lot of this kind of work. I made some really elaborate memory keepers using like graphic 45 paper. I mean, these things are works of art, you know. And there was a lot of this kind of stuff. in making those. I haven't done it that much, you know, making journals. So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do this. Maybe that's it. Lay it down like that. I just want to make sure that I get these lined up and I don't go too far over where that crease is. I wonder if giving this a bit of ink will help the situation. That's always helpful, you know, when you're trying to see the end of somewhere. Just ink it up a little bit, you know. I mean, you're gonna ink things anyway, right? So okay, so I'm gonna put some wet glue down so we don't grab things too quickly. And it gives me a little bit of wiggle room to reposition and make sure it's straight. Oh, come on. Yeah, no. I think that's good. There we go. So that's what we have so far. Okay, so yeah, we're off to a great start here, aren't we? So yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that, of course. You know, we'll cover that somehow. It'll be fine. You know, we're gonna have to do that with a couple of these and find a way to cover them because we lined. Well, I did. Hopefully you didn't, but I lined it before I should have. And yeah, that didn't work out. But anyway, but we'll fix it. It'll be fine. So anyway, that's where we are right now. I'm going to stop for today and we will continue this little project. Hopefully you'll learn from my mistakes. And yours is going to turn out so much better. I know that. I know that. So until next time, guys, take care of you, love each other, and I'll see you again. Bye.